also Falcon Fridays has to be a thing.
Yes, it does. Not every Friday.
We need some Falcon Fridays.
But you know it's a special Friday when it's Falcon Friday?
Yeah, that's the one. It's like Fish Friday, isn't it? When you used to get fish and chips as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You get your Fishy Fridays. It's like so good. It's, oh, yes.
I do love a good Fishy Friday, Karl.
Yeah, we used to get the Fishy Fridays. It was awesome because it's one of the most the most quiet respect I've ever seen from a man. Where we went there every single week with my dad.
Mm.
And what he'd do is like I would say I want small fish and chips.
Yeah.
And the guy would be like, and when I'd walk in, I'd point to a fish and go, "That's my fish." The guy behind the counter look at me and go, "That's your fish."
Yep.
And I never noticed that over the years. The fish that he gave me got slightly bigger, but he still charged my dad a small fish and chips.
Oh.
Because he knew he was taking his two sons out for something to eat.
Yeah.
So what he did is, as I grew up, obviously I'm 16, 15 years old, I was getting a large fish and chips for the price of a small fish and chips. Because I was so used to ordering a small fish and chips.
That is how you retain customers. That is good customer service.
That was like every week for about 3 years we went to that guy. But it was just so awesome. I walk in, that's my fish. He'd know we'd come in and there'd be a fish ready. So that's my fish. Just like fish for me, a battered sausage for my dad, and then like a fish cake for my brother.
Run out of fish for the day, but you kept one just for Karl.
That's my fish. That's damn fucking right. It's my fish. It's just like one of those things where years later I look back and went, oh yeah, that small fish and chips ended up pretty fucking massive by the time I was 16.
Yeah, that was
so if that was
not a small fish and chips.
If that was a small fish and chips, I'd hate to see the large one. Just this baseball bat-sized piece of fish. You're just walking down the street, just trying to carry it like a dog getting stuck in a doorway with
just catching like this 6-foot fucking tuna every week.
Just like a baguette sticking out of my bag. This giant ass fish. That was so good. Like fishy. Like, you can't beat Fishy Fridays.
And you know what?
Falcon Fridays.
Like a lot of people listening from America and stuff, it's like known as a bit of like a tourist thing to go and just go to like a chip shop.
Yes.
I tell you what, pay the extra money to go to like a good high rated English chip shop.
No, go to the shittest one. I completely disagree with this.
No.
I've got a friend coming over from America soon, and I have told them I am taking you to the greasiest, shittiest fish shop we can find.
Oh no,
that's how you get the true taste of England.
No, but I mean, like, if you can do this every week. Like me and you, we can go get like a cheap and easy fish and chips, which will be pretty good any day of the week. Yeah. But man, if this is like a one in a like lifetime chance for you to get proper English fish and chips, you need to go full out.
Nah, man, you got to be the greasier the best.
The amount of times I've heard podcasters online be like, "Oh yeah, we went to London and we just got some fish and chips and it's not that good," and it's like, "God damn, you're underselling fish and chips."
You fucking asshole. Do you know what that is as well though? It's because it's because it's built up in their head, and as well, I bet it's like when I went to LA. And everyone told me go to In-N-Out Burger.
I've heard a lot about this In-N-Out, yeah.
Yeah, and I went and I ordered a burger and I ordered fries, and then I ate it and I said, that's a fairly okay burger. I don't get... And then every person I spoke to, every single one, at some point in the conversation said, have you been to In-N-Out? And it turns out that you don't just order a burger and a fries, you have to order from the secret menu.
Oh, right, okay.
Where you've got to get with it, you have to go and get animal fry. And basically, there's this entire secret menu that gives you that basically, and this is what it's known for.
And that's why it's like this awesome thing.
And they kept asking me, so why didn't you order off a secret menu? It's like, well, what word in that? What? Have a guess. What the operative word in that sense there was secret, as in not written down anywhere, and I am a stranger to this part of the world.
Yeah, when the only recommendation is to go to In-N-Out.
Yes.
You're not going to order fucking secret menu items.
Exactly. And it's like, oh, well, you should have asked somebody. Well, I did. I said, what would you recommend? And they said a burger and fries. And that's what I got. So I think it might be something similar when they come to like the UK. And people will just get fish and chips. And they don't realise that, no, you've got to... One, you've got to salt that shit. Get
salt
some
and vinegar. If you're not salt and vinegar in it, man...
Yeah, then you've got to get either your mushy peas, you've got to have some wetness on that. Right? And it's up to you what you choose. Like some people choose mushy peas. I'm a baked bean man myself, as people probably know. But like curry sauce is a choice, gravy sometimes.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm straight up just classic salt and vinegar on my fish and chips, and I'm good.
All right, fair enough. But then as well, if you want like the truest, you've got to get your bread cake, but it's got to be a really buttery one.
Get a chip butty on the go.
Yeah, a thickly buttered, and I think that must be the problem. Like, they're just going getting small fish and chips,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're sat there and they're eating like 3 chips and not realizing no, you need to salt it, you need to vinegar it, you need to like usually as well sit down.
Well, last thing is,
Just
I
sit
think
down and just dig in.
vinegar in America is used for like cleaning. They don't have like malt vinegar really.
Yeah, it's quite a sharp taste that I think is like they're not used to it. So, but
it perfectly complements fish and chips.
But I say to people like, if you need to go to the greasiest one possible because like the one that's been open for 20 years and it hasn't changed the sign in 20 years.
I mean, yeah, but like
there was one in Sheffield, and I can sum it up immediately, and by saying it's called Brenda's Fish Shop.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
When it's called Brenda's Fish Shop, you know that's a fucking good fish
See,
shop.
I thought you were talking about like it's open at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh no!
For all the drunk uni students, like horrible greasy fruit.
No, I mean the one that has been open for so long that the person behind the counter no longer gives a fuck because they know that they have got this like dedicated. It's like a pub.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take someone to a pub, don't take them to a Weatherspoons. Don't take them to like the dedicated gastro pub.
Mm-hmm.
Take them to like the rundown one that's been open for 30 years and has been run by the same guy.
Yeah.
Because that's the tradition. That's the pub experience you want. And I say it's the same way where like you go to that chip shop where they don't need to advertise it. They don't need to do deals. It's like you walk in and you get your fish and chips.
Yep.
And there's one in Sheffield, I think, that Brenda's. I think it's only open 3 days a week.
Oh,
She
fair
fucking knows. So I open 3 days and I'll be jam-packed for those 3 days.
Yeah, like I went to go visit my dad a couple of dates ago and just like went past the chip shop and they were like, "Oh, is it still closed today?" And like they read the sign on the door and it was just, "We've gone out for holiday. We'll be back soon."
Yeah.
And it's just like,
So
you know
that's
what?
I mean by it, yeah.
We know what we're doing. We know that when we come back, we'll still have all our local customers. Just like bam.
That's why I say like what we mean by greasy. It's like if you're going to get someone a kebab.
Oh yeah.
You go to the one that has like 5,000 reviews that are all 4 stars.
Yeah, you just know exactly what you're getting.
5 star, yeah.
And then it's just like, you know what? Every meal is just consistently pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what? Maybe people think that's not like the best thing, but that is the authentic experience. Because I wouldn't want to ever take anyone for like sit down fish and chips. I hate the idea of going to a fish and chip restaurant.
Oh no,
sitting
not at
down
all.
And having a knife and fucking fork for this thing you're supposed to eat with your fingers.
I mean, normally my fish and chip experience is like, go down the shop,
Pick it up, bring it home.
Get a bag, yeah. Bring it home, put it on the table. Everyone just digs in on fish and chips.
That's the thing. It's like I'm trying to think now. It's a sensory experience, isn't it? Like it's the whole thing of you get it and then you're carrying it home and you feel the warm in the bag.
Oh yeah.
Like when you carry it on your knee when you're in the kid and you got it on your knee in the car.
Yeah,
you feel it warming up your knee and you get in.
And that's the thing is, I remember as a kid, like I've got 2 sisters, and it'd always be like, "Oh no, I'll carry the bag," and just sit there and like cuddle it on the seat car.
It's really warm, yeah. And by the time you get home, it's cooled off just enough that like you can pour it straight onto your plate and just dig straight in.
Yeah.
So I think that's a problem a lot of people have as well, where they eat the chips straight away but then they're still covered in hot oil, which burns your tongue and ruins the flavour.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you know what? I'm probably speaking like too high and mighty about fish and chips. The idea is they're supposed to be cheap and nasty. It's supposed to be comfort food.
To be fair, I don't even think
food.
cheap and nasty. I think cheap and good. I'm full in favour of like. I don't think
I mean it in a different way.
Yeah, it's not this amazing like gourmet meal experience, is what you mean.
No, that's the thing, and making it that is not the experience you want. It's like it's stuff like donuts, like going to things like that. I don't like the idea of like these gourmet donuts with like hundreds of different flavours and stuff.
Oh, I am a fan of Krispy Kreme though.
Yeah, but I just prefer the plain ring donut. It's like as simple is always better in my eyes. So I think the best thing I've ever eaten was when I worked in a restaurant and we used to have fresh baked bread every day.
Oh yeah.
And it was just fresh baked bread dipped in olive oil and balsamic vinegar with a little bit of like cheese on the side.
Yeah.
It's the best thing I've ever eaten because it's just so simple and so nice. And there's like one flavour. and that flavour is just fucking awesome. It's just carbohydrates just all up in my grill.
Yeah. That's the thing is,
Because
like...
I've been...
I've mentioned previously on the podcast, like, I work at Nando's, but what you may not realise is, like, every single morning we cook off, like, fresh, like, Portuguese rolls. And, man, the smell when you come in the morning, just go into that kitchen, and they've only cooked bread and haven't started cooking the chicken yet. It's just like, oh, yeah.
That's the thing, because I've worked in, like, a fancy restaurant, of several fancy restaurants.
Yeah.
And I've obviously eaten everything on the menu at least once on most of the places. And my taste palette is very simple. I like very simple, bold flavours.
Karl's
And I would say,
carbs.
like, the best things I had were just like... That's why I always say like a cheeseburger or something like that is the best thing. So it makes something simple made very well.
Mm-hmm.
I would always rather have like a really nice burger as opposed to just like some crazy ass combination of flavours and things.
Well, I think that's one thing. I like to watch a lot of kind of, Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare-esque shows.
Oh, Gordon Ramsay, yeah.
And
Gordon Ramsay, he espouses the same thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Simplicity is always best. Make one thing well.
Or
not 10
MasterChef and things
okay.
like that is focus on like a few signature simple items and just make them well. Don't throw 1,000 flavours onto things. Just like a couple of flavours, make them simple and make them really well, and you'll have a good meal.
Yeah.
And I think that is like for any meal. Like it doesn't matter what kind of restaurant. Like he'll go in and critique. It's always the same. But yeah.
What's the people always think it's like when you got like 1,000 spices on your cupboard.
Oh yeah.
Just to dunk on him because he can't defend himself. Like Brad is quite prone to that because when I used to live with him, when he cooks, he throws every fucking spice in the cupboard on top of his food.
Yeah, yeah.
Like every sauce combination imaginable.
Mm-hmm.
And when I cook, it's just like a bit of sweet chili sauce, bit of sriracha, bit of cayenne pepper. Just like one thing to like to spice it up that little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing
is, like, if you're gonna put soy sauce in it, don't put spicy sauce. Like just one or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe have a bit on the side or something, but just you can have a cupboard. Like I have a cupboard full of like 50 different
I've been
spices.
slowly building up my spice cupboard.
But yeah, use one or two, and then you're good.
I was like really happy when I managed I just did a spice shot one day. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go spend 20 quid and get seasonings.
Yep.
Because I want to start making my own chicken as opposed to buying pre-cooked stuff.
Yeah,
I just went and bought like one of every single spice that I could, and like some really nice salt, some really nice pepper. And I just remember when I got in, I was like made some chips, so like fries for Americans, but like just really nice and chunky. Just like tossed in some really nice oil.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
put like really some sea salt on top, like that, and then just dip them in just some tomato sauce. I'm like, this is the best thing I have cooked. So this is so good. It's like when I made burgers one time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know what? I'm going to make a Karl burger. So I got the mince. I rolled it. I chopped up some fine onion. And then what I did is my thing is I got some really, really expensive mature cheddar. Like the mature cheddar that comes in like the black case.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do you know the one that's just like the black packaging because it's so fucking... And it says on the front like super ultra mega strong. Like this cheese is like hard enough to like whack a doornail in.
It's going to blow your mind.
That thing. And I got that and I put a slice of that in the middle of the patty and folded it up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So as you cook the burger, obviously the cheese in the middle melted, and then I put it onto like the patty, onto the bun, which had like lightly toast on each side, with just like a really thin slice, thin layer of mustard on it, and then a really thin layer of like mayonnaise on the other side, so you got that sweetness and that crunch. Put it down, squashed it down, then cut it in half, and it's so good. And the best thing I've ever eaten.
Well,
I'd say if I was ever going to do like... No, I was going to say if I ever did like took someone on a date and they asked me to like make them a meal, I'd make them a burger.
You know what? He's never made me a burger, ladies and gents.
No, I haven't. I don't cook fancy stuff. I don't say fancy, but stuff that takes a while to prepare.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have like I need to eat so much if I'm going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, it's not worth the time it takes to make all that stuff because then I need to eat again in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So generally, it's just like I'll cook off like a piece of like today. I had probably the fanciest thing I've had in a while. Actually, it was some wild rice with just some herbs and spices tossed through it, and then I put that with some grilled courgette that I then quickly put into the pan with my salmon. So I had some seared salmon with the courgette, and I put that in through the rice, and just very quickly just put that through with a bit of sesame seed oil. It's give it
nice.
like, a bit of that Asian flavour.
Yeah,
And had that. That looked really nice. Just,
I mean, that's the thing is, like,
with grilled courgettes.
people might not realise, like, oh, you eat 3 times a day, blah, 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 but technically, if you go in the gym, you should be trying to have, like, 4 or 5 smaller meals.
Oh, it's so hard.
And it's so hard.
Much.
Like,
it's the worst, but I just felt so posh when I made that and I put it on my plate. And I just wolfed it down in 5 minutes on a protein shake. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
So I spent all this time making it, but I need to eat it so quickly.
Washed it down with some plain protein powder and water.
Oh, man, mate, don't you be hating on my plain protein powder and water. What's up with that? You know what that says to me? That's a man who's on the go.
You know what? Like, my
I
girlfriend tried doing that for a little bit, and then was like, I'm just going to have to eat this in my cereal or something because this is so grim.